live. Prepare. We should be live. Welcome everybody to the YouTube live stream. In a moment, I will have the link in the YouTube chat. Hi everybody. Welcome to the live stream channeling session. I'm Dante Starshine. I channel the Pleiadian Council, and every week on Thursday we do this session as oh god, stay up. Okay, every week we do the session on Thursday 12 p.m. Eastern time, and there will be a new link starting next week. So if you come regularly, just pay attention as the link is going to change. It's an opportunity for everybody to ask their questions and to interact with the Pleiadian Council, and beautiful community forms through these interactions. Beyond the information the Pleiadian Council brings, it is an attunement to higher frequency energies, and the more that you join in these sessions, the more you can really access that frequency through the message that they share and the way that you apply that in following your passion, living through the heart, and letting your own intuition guide you to really make these truths your own. So I thank everybody for joining and living in love. Today will be probably a slightly shorter one as well, because I'm still not 100%, been sick for a little bit, like 2 weeks at this point. And I just discovered I have an ear infection too, but I took some stuff for it and it's already getting a lot better. So I can be here with you today, but want to save some of my energy. These are done by donation. So if you would like to donate, the link in the YouTube comment and in the Zoom section comment allows you to support me in offering this freely. And it does take time and energy, and it's kind of intense to be holding this frequency for everybody. And if you'd like to contribute, I really appreciate it, and it supports me a lot. If you want to stay updated on these sessions, there is a emailing list that you can hop on when you go to dantestarshine.com. It should be a little pop-up window that shows up. Tomorrow is a private session that happens every other week on Fridays, same time. And the private session is a chance to ask questions that might be more personal in nature that you don't want to bring into the group. And also in these times, as we know, many things that we might be interested in talking about are not necessarily allowed on YouTube. So it's a chance to speak out of code, to go into some of those subjects as well. It's a $22 to $33 donation that you can send through the same links, and just note in the message that it's for the private transmission, and give me your email address and I'll send you the link for it. There's also a channeling course that is starting again, hopefully sometime in January, but potentially it's getting delayed again. It'll basically start as a group program whenever enough people sign up to make it complete. It's a 13-week journey that allows people to learn how to tap into their connections with their own guides, as well as develop greater intuitive healing skills. So it is a complete sort of reprogramming of your consciousness as you learn how to enter into these different states and use that ability to get to know yourself and get to know why some of the patterns are there and gradually change them over time. And as well, come to live in a multidimensional world where your guides are always present and you can always tap into them whenever it suits you. So a lot of people have started channeling or begun a personal practice of healing or really transform themselves through the program. So if it's something that interests you and calls to you, we can set up a call to talk about it and take it from there. So I think those are all the announcements for this container. If you can unmute yourself when you would like to ask a question, that would be most helpful. There might not really be an official line per se, but you can just jump in whenever the person before you is completely finished. And you can also type your questions into the chat box on Zoom or on YouTube, and somebody will read them aloud. And I think that's pretty much how it works. Make sure that when you're not speaking, that you are muted, as the background noise can be kind of distracting and not that ideal. So just make sure when you're not speaking that you have your mic muted. You can come on video or you cannot come on video. It's totally up to you. So yeah, we'll get started in 1 minute. I just need to just
Hi, everyone.
hello, welcome.
Good to see everyone again from a few weeks ago.
Yeah, welcome. We're gonna get started now.
Okay, cool.
Hello, we say good day to all of you. Today, this moment of your time, as the Pleiadian Council, it is a pleasure and honor to establish contact with you once again in this way. We thank you for allowing these transmissions to take place, as it both assists your world and assists our world in expanding and getting clear reflections of source and all that is. And for this, we are deeply appreciative and extend to you our great gratitude. We hope that these messages assist your world in moving through these indeed exciting times. While you may also experience the most challenging times, know that the greatest challenge comes before the greatest breakthrough. And the fact again that your world is coming to release so many different patterns and experience the truth of the many ways in which you are divided and limited in your way of seeing things indicates that you are moving towards the breakthrough. So congratulations as you move into another new year of your measurements of time. Though we wish to remind you that new beginnings are always taking place and are always happening every step of the journey. Thus, again, as we have said, in every nanosecond, you are literally a new version of yourself, unlike any other version of yourself you've ever been. So in this time, as your year shifts from one number to another, you tend to make these resolutions. These are promises to yourself to change, to do something different, to become something new. And while it is very powerful to have goals, to set intentions, to put into your own frame of reference what you would like to become, sometimes many of you do this in a fear-based way. You hold yourself to very high standards and you use limiting ways of being to make sure that you change. And so the title of this transmission is to go beyond resolutions. And to go beyond resolutions, you are stepping into a more multidimensional way of seeing things. You are integrating that understanding that in every moment you are a different version of yourself. So the moment that you realize that a change needs to be made or that you would like to make a change, you are different from the version of yourself who didn't understand that that change needed to happen. And so you can work with this understanding to understand and integrate that as soon as you realize that there was a flaw in your former behaviors or belief systems, that indicates you are not the same person you were before. And every step of the journey, when you celebrate the change that has taken place within you, rather than attempt to force another change, you can deepen into greater degrees of self-love and compassion. Again, that energy of love, unconditional love for the self, will take you much further than any attitude of discipline in which you have to force yourself to do something or to become something. This attitude of unconditional love brings total acceptance to the self. It allows you to see both your positive attributes and your negative attributes as vital and important aspects of who you are, and it allows you to not fight against the negative in order to change, but to embrace it, understanding that these traits and qualities are there for a reason, and it is when you accept them that you will really move past them. With this new attitude, you can intend to change your behaviors, to do things differently, and understand that once those behaviors become something easy to access and normal for you, you will be a different person. And every day when you wake up in this new year, what we encourage you to do is to affirm to yourself, I am a different person than I was yesterday. I am a completely different being than I've ever been before. And today I have the potential to do everything differently if I would choose to. Today I have the potential to break through patterns that have before limited me and come to see myself as something newer, more complete, and more connected than I've ever been before. With that attitude, you can make sure that each day you do not repeat the patterns that so often many of you choose to keep on doing. When you say to yourself that I am this sort of person with this sort of tendency, you reinforce that tendency within yourself. when you recognize that that tendency is part of who you have been, but can change into something totally new when you decide that it can. You can reshape your consciousness every day, every step of the journey to become more highly attuned to the present moment. Again, recognize that so many of you create the future out of the past. But when you live fully in the present, you create the future from the limitless potential that you are tapped into in the now. And you can only access that vast and unlimited potential when you surround yourself in total unconditional love. So make only promises with yourself that are based in that love and acceptance. Do not attempt to force yourself to be something new because you do not like what you have been. Learn how to love all that you have been in the now and recognize again that you are not that person you were, but it is important for you to live in a state of love and reconciliation with all that you have been. Once you can love it and embrace it, it will not really be that relevant and it will not get your attention so much because you will be so more completely anchored into the present moment that you can again have that more quantum awareness and be able to integrate energies beyond the limitation of time and use the assistance of your soul counterparts and your guides to create your reality in ways that are really reflective of what you prefer and no longer reflective of what you have not preferred from the past but have grown accustomed to. So that is our main message for you at this time. And again, we wish to speak a bit about this transition into your 2022. This is a year of completing and expanding cycles. And many of the challenges that you've seen in your world will continue. The good will get better, the bad will get worse. So we want you to bring your focus to what the good really is, to look to the ways that you have personally expanded despite what is happening in your world. When you focus on that, you will be able to have even more joy in the times to come. And when you accept the negative, will be able to cope with the challenges that your world might face. This is a year in which you might experience loss in a variety of ways, both personally and collectively. And while you may lose energy on a material plane, know that on metaphysical planes, on those spiritual planes beyond this realm of form, you never actually lose anything. You only gain and expand. And so when you use these challenges to grow into greater unconditional love and greater connection to spirit, the experiences that you may have as a collective will support you in coming into states of greater unconditional love and compassion, in which you no longer feel limited by the challenges of physical reality, and instead you can celebrate them as the clarifying experiences that they are. And you can understand that those who experience some of the greatest challenge will have signed up for that on a soul level and will have made the decisions that have led them to that point. You have the opportunity to continue to make choices that lead you away from those challenges. And we encourage you to anchor yourself in that understanding, as it will support you in these times to come. We thank you once again for tuning into our frequency and this message, and we now ask, how can we be of assistance to you at this time?
No one's saying anything. Hello.
You did not really wait that long, but all right, you can say something.
Yeah, I'm kind of impatient, I guess, but I also had a question like,
All right.
first of all, welcome and nice to see you, and thank you for your transmission.
Oh, and you are welcome.
Thank you. Maybe I was just wondering about the part that you mentioned about connecting with our guides, and for example, and I assume that you would suggest that in order to connect for them, that we may go into a meditative state, but
Yes.
is there any other way of connecting with them, for example in our waking state, which is, well, after all, I guess a dream?
Well, beyond a meditative state, following your passion is its own kind of meditation. And when you follow your passion and you are coming into a flow state in which your actions feel as if they happen automatically, your passion makes it so clear to you which step out of all of the others to take, and you effortlessly follow that flow in your heart center. You can also invite your guides in those moments. When you are in that effortless flow, there is less interference by the logical mind. And so you are more receptive to messages from your guides. In those states of being, you do enter a vastly multidimensional state of consciousness at times. And so oftentimes, your inner knowing, inner feeling, inner hearing are messages from your guides that you don't understand to be such until later. So, yes, beyond a meditative, calm state of being, the excited, passionate state of being of flow can also lead you into connection with your guides.
Okay, thank you. You cut out in some parts, but maybe I can see it better in the replay. But I got a lot of what you said, so thank you for that.
Oh, well, thanks to you as well.
Okay, I'll maybe shush and be silent in order to let others come forward.
All right.
Hello, Pleiadian Council.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you very much for this opportunity to speak with you this time. I wanted to ask you about my guide, my Sasani guide, Ruim. Before going to sleep last night, two nights ago, I was wondering, and I really asked this question: what does Ruim means? And I felt the answer that was given to me was light in the dark. So I was just wanted to double check the accuracy of this, of what I interpreted.
Yes. That is the meaning of this.
So that is not actually, that is both the term I can connect with him, and at the same time is meaning light in the dark.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, well, thanks to you.
Well, if anyone is not ready, there's a YouTube chat question
All right.
from Catherine C. Would you be able to talk about the Richat structure in Mauritania and how it was formed? Is there a remnants, or is this a remnants of Atlantis?
The structure where?
In Mauritania. Mauritania?
All right. We don't have access to this information at this time. We are sorry.
All right.
Oh, can I ask something again? Hello?
Yes.
Hello, hello, hello. I was just wondering, so the channel knows, and probably you know, and I know that Bashar said that there's a window of open contact beginning in 2023. What about that, and do you resonate with that?
Yes, that is one of the first windows, though it is not necessarily true that it will happen then. Again, understand that open contact is in flux. It is dependent upon the dominant frequency on your planet at any given time. So you draw that window closer and you push it further away depending on the quality of vibration. Is your planet predominantly vibrating love or predominantly vibrating fear? And many more people are tuning into that vibration of love. However, there are still potential ways that you might slip back into vibrations of fear. So if that were to happen, the window of contact might be prolonged a bit longer. Now, it is very likely that 2023 will start greater disclosure. Even this year, you are starting to see hints that contact will come quicker. For example, NASA has hired theologians to look at ways to disclose extraterrestrial life to the religious populations of the world. As to organizations like NASA, extraterrestrial life is and has been a fact for some time. Yet they also understand the nature of human consciousness, that there is still too much fear for this to be added into the mix, as already your world has gone into great states of fear over such and such a virus and other phenomena in recent times. So when you create a more stable vibration, these things can come into the light. However, again, contact with your guides is that first phase of contact. And many of you who have these experiences can deepen into trust that they are real, and also know that experiences of sightings of craft are experiences of open contact. And you may want to dedicate more time to stargazing and observing the night sky so that you can make yourself available to these beings who are always there. It is simply a matter of, again, your attunement to their vibration.
Okay, thank you. I wonder if there are questions. Maybe I can read them to you.
All right.
So I'll just go ahead and read them. So the first question is, as we enter the number 6 next year in 2022, will a lot more people on the planet wake up from the matrix?
Well, the 6th vibration has a lot to do with unconditional love and higher order structure. The 6 is about coming into the flow. And the 6 is also about service to others. It is through service that unconditional love is awakened. When you come to understand that there are truly no others, and then that when you give unconditionally of yourself, you always receive that same quality of vibration back from source, you can tap into what it means to truly be of divine service. And many more people will, at this time, awaken to this realization. And again, this is how more of that vibration of love will be anchored into your planet. Many people hold back their giving because they are afraid of losing energy, or they are afraid that in their giving, they will be taken advantage of, or that others might not receive their giving, or that they will reject it. Though you have to work through those beliefs in order to understand, again, that you are tapped, first of all, into a source of unconditional love and limitless energy. And that when you are tapped into your passion, even though you will still need to rest and recuperate at times, that you are tapped into unlimited energy that will continue to give you vitality, life force, energy to share and share. And you can also come to understand that when you shine your light in this way, you might not always receive that energy back from others that you give to, but the universe itself, in the form of many other people, will always support that level of unconditional love and unconditional generosity with the same vibration. So in order to step deeper into this energy, you also have to open yourself to unconditionally receive. You have to understand that other people will see your light, and the right people will be so inspired by it that they will want to share with you without having logical reason. And only the negative ego would push away that love and that generosity. So open yourselves to receive more. Be prepared to receive unexpected blessings at various times. And again, the more that you open yourself up to give and share your passion, the more that you will receive unexpected blessings. In terms of exiting this matrix, well, we understand that metaphor as, again, leaving the loop of the cycle of being drained by work, by media, by, in a sense, giving of your time and energy into false life draining systems. Many people do this in your world. And so we would expand this idea as an understanding that you can tap out of the inorganic matrix and into the same matrix of unconditional love. Understand that this term matrix simply means a highly organized structure. And life itself is built upon highly organized structures that allow for these understandings, such as the simple understanding that what you put out comes back, comes into fruition. Some people call this the law of resonance, that the vibration that you put out is what returns to you. And so, yes, tap out of that inorganic matrix, tap out of the things that drain you of life force energy, yet still learn to give of your energy unconditionally. And recognize again that the inorganic matrix is about conditional giving. You conditionally receive support from your society if you participate in these basic ways of giving a certain amount of your time and energy into the system. But this organic higher order matrix gives based upon love. When you are vibrating at a high enough frequency, other people will support you. The universe itself will align you with the right conditions. When such love radiates from your aura, others will be naturally drawn into you and give out of pure inspiration. And more people can realize this to stop letting fear bring them to do things that don't actually align with their passion. it is true that more and more people are tapping out of this false matrix, and it will continue. So you will facilitate this process most by encouraging people to leave behind their old beliefs, leave behind their own jobs, their old jobs, leave behind relationships that fill them with fear, leave behind environments that make them feel dense and hard, leave behind everything that does not fill them with great unconditional love, and to come to cope with and accept the fear that keeps them stuck in the old. In order to move through this, individuals have to, again, recognize that their fear is the greatest illusion. And that is the greatest truth behind this metaphor of the matrix. It is that you are living in an illusion, a dream, a false reality appearing real. And by living your own truth, by creating your own dream and sharing that with the world, you catalyze more of this process of other people leaving behind the illusion.
Thank you so much for answering my question.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Hello. You also answered another question already about the matrix. You are in depth. There's another question that I can read to you.
All right.
It's, is it probable for me to learn to grow my own teeth? If yes, how can I do it?
It is unfortunately not that probable. There are certain genetic conditions that allow people to have more than 2 sets of teeth, though again, understand that the teeth that you have are already there when you are born, and they simply come and grow bigger.
Hey, thank you. There's also a question about our current situation of COVID, and if you know, or if you can say when it will end.
It is possible that this will end in your year of 2023. The end will again take place by many individuals coming to stand again for the truth of this experience being largely fear-based and not entirely true. Many individuals have been doing this from the beginning. However, you must understand that when you share this truth in a fear-based way, it is counterproductive. Unconditional love will lead you to understand everyone is making the choices they are making, and that is well and good. However, unconditional love will also guide you to not inspire more fear, but to simply let others see that none of what has been told to you throughout this entire narrative has really come to be. That you keep hearing it will take this amount of time, but it continues to elongate itself. That they say that this new medicine and so on will fix it, but instead they continue to give you more medicines. You will see in the times to come that many individuals who continue to take these new medications will have increasing side effects, will have increasing rates of leaving the body. And this will be the signal to the masses, when enough people realize it, that what's taking place is not really of their best interests. And again, when individuals decide that they do not wish to comply, you will come to see the end of it. Again, this experience is a grand illusion and delusion. And when you move beyond the illusion and delusion, it will end. Of course, the virus itself is not illusionary, it is real. However, the stories about it are blown out of proportion, and the validity of the measures that are being taken is very much illusionary. When enough people realize it, then the thing itself will end.
I'd like to ask something or make a comment, if I may.
Yes.
Good evening to you.
Good evening to you as well.
The thing is, I have less questions. I'm
All right.
tending to feel a lot more kind of serene, and I see it as a change. And there's many situations that really, well, they do need questioning. And I'm feeling relaxed, and at the same time aware that, well, there's things to question, and I'm just feeling relaxed. Could you comment about this?
That would be what you might consider a state of transcendence. And this is a miraculous state to be in. It's a state in which you are aware that there are challenges and there are illusions, yet you have seen through the illusion so much that you are comfortable creating your own reality despite ways you might be limited. You are comfortable simply resting in that vibration of source and unconditional love, recognizing that everyone has the choice to do so or to not do so.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks to you as well. And we hope this is an inspiring example for others that you can move into states of deep serenity. You can move into a vibration where you are not fazed by the comings and goings and the challenges in your world. And in that transcendence, you recognize that all of this has a higher order. All of this serves a greater purpose. And again, it takes great constriction to move into great liberation. And this phase is simply a sign that your planet is moving in that direction.
Pleiadian Council, may I ask one question, please?
Yes.
I would like to ask you about my state of being. Currently, I'm having some challenges in my work/passion connected to the real estate agency. And because of that, I'm feeling very big anger within me, like kind of depression, even some very negative thoughts. And
All right.
usually when I watch your transmissions, I'm starting to feel relaxed, at ease. But now I am feeling that this anger within me is building and building, and I'm really confused.
Right.
I admit that I'm in a low vibrational state right now. And also during my previous question with you, when I was asking you about what does this mean, I got a question from a person from the group in Zoom, where he asked me to write down this the exact name. Within me, it was like a burst. I started feeling, oh my God, if I share it, maybe I will disperse its energy or something. And I'm really confused. Like, is it really a fact that I felt something, or it's just a fear-based belief of mine? I know my question is a bit longer, but I'm just telling you what I'm feeling right now.
Well, It is a fear-based belief that is coming out of this anger. This anger and frustration is something, again, to be embraced. You might label it as a lower vibration, and it may not be pleasant, though, again, it is indicating that there's a belief that needs to be looked at and examined. And so you can only do that by embracing the experience itself, letting it be okay that you're feeling this way, and knowing that the feeling has arisen for a reason. So why is it there?
Basically, I should just allow to feel all the way through it.
Yes. And also ask what belief is at the root of this experience.
Resistance to letting go in my current, probably.
All right. So why are you resisting letting go? Why do you believe that it is more important to hold on or attempt to control?
It's not about the control so much. For example, in my work right now, me and my partner have put so much energy into a big deal for a property, and always was going perfect until at the last moment some lawyer appeared and it kind of broken everything. And it's happening for third, fourth time in a row already. And it's kind of, I'm starting to think, okay, I'm acting on my passion. I admit I have some kind of expectations, but definitely I do not expect that all my efforts, everything will go into the bin. And it's really putting me down. I don't know how to explain it.
Though, is there something that you can learn from this experience? Is this experience showing you something that you have not yet seen before?
I received the answer, just that I have too much trust in money and not so much trust in nature, in the universe.
Yes. So you're coming to see that you have this expectation that money provides you abundance, and you are not so open to abundance showing up in other ways.
Yes, probably it is this, and I will definitely work on that. Thank you so much for your guidance.
Oh, or thanks to you as well. Yes. Again, abundance is the ability to do what you need to do. And we understand that many of you want to have a surplus of money to guarantee that. But you can come to trust, especially in the times to come, that you will always be able to do what you need to do when you make your vibration stable in unconditional love. Again, remember, as we've said before, when your energy is in that state of great unconditional love, others will be inspired to give more generously to you, because that vibrational resonance unconditional love creates will inspire unconditional love and unconditional giving in other people. So trust that love and your state of being anchored in love is your greatest expression of abundance. And of course, money will always be a very useful expression of abundance. But when you recognize money is different from abundance itself, to lose money or material things will not register as such a shock to your system, and it will instead be an opportunity to learn lessons. There's also other lessons in this experience as to being very prepared for the unexpected, and being so prepared that you can navigate challenges when they arise and know that solutions always exist.
Thank you so much, Pleiadian Council.
Our love and thanks to you as well.
Ha'atu.
Hello.
Hello, yes.
Good morning. I would like to share an experience because I don't understand what is happening. So I would
right.
like to have your thought. Since I have been in this incarnation, all my life has been like a tremendous fight and difficulty and stress level, and I found myself in a very stress normality way of functioning, and now all and I always have little luck, like in one way, and now all it's happening by itself, all it's manifesting. I am having a lot of huge luck, and now I don't know how to deal with it because it's not my normal, and it's difficult for me to open the heart chakra and to accept, and I am like in fight, and it's complicated for me. Do you have some insight?
Yes. So first of all, you have become a new version of yourself to some extent. Well, completely, really. But you have overcome some negative beliefs to some extent. Otherwise, you would not have been able to experience flow at all. However, some negative beliefs still hold on, and you have to confront them and let them go. Understand that negative beliefs keep you repeating the cycle of the past. The previous struggle and resistance that you experienced has become very normalized for you. You have been in the groove of it. You have accepted in a way that it will be this way. And so for it to change is confronting those belief systems and makes them more present and apparent. So feel those emotions, face them, and make sure that you don't act out of fear. Make sure that you do not give this fear-based energy to other people, as it will again be reflected back to you by the others. Notice what this fear does and release it from your being, integrating trust, love, and the understanding that you are totally deserving of abundance and effortless flow. This is the way that it is meant to be, and it is the new reality that you head towards once you fully accept that it is yours.
Okay, can I force the process by calling some archangel and healing the heart chakra?
You can invite those beings in to help your heart move these energies, yes.
So it can work.
Yes.
Okay.
If you believe
Why?
it can work.
Okay, thank you so much. Why I sometimes sense some being touching me, but I cannot see them?
They are touching you. You cannot see because that psychic clairvoyance has not been as activated yet, but you can develop it. So focus on the touch, focus on the feeling. Instead of insisting that you meet them through sight, focus on that feeling of touch and allow your awareness to deepen into it. Can you give thanks and appreciation for the touch? Because when you do, you will allow it to go in deeper. Insisting that you see it is a good way to push away the touch that is taking place.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Our thanks to you as well.
Hello, this is Barbara speaking.
Hello, welcome.
Nice to hear you today.
And a pleasure to connect with you as well.
I just have a couple of things. I have a same experience of receiving healing. Sometimes it feels like touch from beings that I cannot see. And I didn't understand the last thing you said. Was it that if you try to see it, it's like you're pushing the feeling away? Is that what you said?
Well, if you insist that you see the beings when actually they want to communicate with you through touch, and that is the most open channel, it's like you divert your awareness away from it.
Yeah, so you have to wait for the right time for that to be ready, kind of thing.
Yes, and you have to bring your awareness into the psychic senses that are actually present in the moment.
Okay, yeah, those are the ones that are present in the moment, are the ones that are working, right?
Yes, and those are the
Yeah.
ways that your guides want to connect with you.
Mhm.
So if they wanted to connect with you through sight and you were receptive to that, then you would see them. But they
Right.
are connecting with you through touch. So it is better to receive that touch than to insist that it must manifest as something else.
Yes, yes.
Because again, insistence is resistance.
Interesting. Yeah, I get that. I have another question, please.
All right, yes.
So regarding the situation that we're in, some people that I know who have been vaccinated, even this summer, are already getting ill. And some of them, I told them not to get vaccinated, or asked them please not to get vaccinated. And so I have a lot of grief and a lot of anger. And one of the things that I asked a friend, how do we protect ourselves from the shedding of the vaccinated people? Because, and what I noticed is that if I'm in a public place where I'm more or less shut down because I'm protected myself, I don't get any reaction. But when I spend time with somebody that I care about, who's vaccinated, even just for dinner or something like that, I've often had a headache afterwards and felt not unwell the following day. And so what it means is energetically, I've let my guard down with the people that I care about. Doesn't happen all the time, but so it's interesting that what the person advised me to do is not to let my guard down. Is something energetic is happening. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's just my observation. That's what is happening. Because when I'm defended, like as I would be in a public place, I don't get symptoms. And so it's so much going on, because I don't really know how we're supposed to deal with the grief of all these people getting sick and dying, and deliberately, I guess that's enough questions, I guess.
Well,
Yeah.
there's several beliefs that are at work here. And one is the belief in the idea of shedding itself. Remember, we've said before that even people could receive this medication if they fully believed it would not harm them and they were capable of overcoming it. It takes quite a bit to be at that level, but it is possible, because again,
Yes.
your beliefs are more powerful than any external or internal substance.
Right.
So again, if you believe in this idea of shedding, it will become more real for you. But if you believe, again, that your own immune system is more powerful than that, and that the field of your own love is more powerful than that, then that will be your experience. The
Okay.
other belief at work is this sort of sympathy for people. It is the sympathy that says they have made the wrong choice and you feel bad for them for it.
Yeah.
And you can replace this with the understanding again that these people had all of the same access to information as you did. And they made a different choice because they believed something different.
Right.
You can accept the choice they made. You can accept that they have made the best choice for themselves. It is, again, another expression of a sort of natural selection. Through everybody's beliefs, they are going down the path that is going to be the natural result of those beliefs and the choices that they lead to.
Right.
So have compassion for people, but don't have sympathy. Don't feel bad for them. Understand that they are perfect in the choices they are making, regardless of the consequences it will have for them.
Right.
People will not all survive these times, and that can be okay. Again, when you understand that death is a birth into spirit, and that the reunion with spirit is always filled with unconditional love. You can have unconditional love and acceptance of those who make that choice to go.
Yes, I can have this love for the person. But what about if my friend who's getting sick and there are options for him for what he can do to heal as much as possible? And then he realizes that he made the wrong choice and that he's getting sick because he made the wrong choice. Or let's say my belief is it's the wrong choice, as you said. So then these people that are going to wake up when they realize that they're getting sick from the vaccine, and then I'm going to be there for him somehow, to support him if I can, because I have the information about how he can help himself to heal as much as possible from the substance. So it just seems like yeah, I can love him, but I don't, and care for him, but I don't know really what is the difference between compassion and empathy, or sympathy. Anyhow, I guess I'm confused. Sorry.
Compassion is allowing yourself to feel what other people are going through without taking it on as your own. Compassion is accepting their situation and feeling their pain and allowing that pain to bring you into greater states of unconditional love. It is going beyond the duality of negative and positive and understanding that both of these experiences exist in order for you to develop a greater attitude of neutrality. Sympathy is dualistic. Sympathy sees that negative things happen without a cause and that they are reason to feel bad. So sympathy is a resonance that brings you to feel the same frequency that other people are in. With a sympathetic response, if other people are in a negative state, you match that negative state. With compassion, if other people are in a negative state, you come into a neutral state to balance and harmonize the other people.
Right.
It is the neutral state that is harmonizing. And compassion will always feel neutral. It is centered in the heart chakra, whereas sympathy is a lower frequency that is connected to lower chakras. And it connects very much with a negative attitude. Again, in sympathy, other people are victims. They are not seen as people who are perfectly capable of making their own choices.
Okay.
They are seen as victims to themselves and victims to the universe. And that state will not actually help them. So you have to understand that at a very basic level, when you put negative energy out there in any way, you're only adding to the negative energy.
That's right. Yeah.
You have to, with compassion, take response to your own negative feelings that arise when you see other people suffering. You have to neutralize those emotions within yourself and understand again that those emotions will only add more cloudiness and murkiness into the field, whereas neutral discernment and clarity will add a balanced and harmonized frequency to the field.
Okay. What about empathy?
Empathy and compassion are the same.
Okay, I understand. Thank you. That's kind of
Yes,
you.
thanks. See you.
Well, we've got 3 YouTube questions, if I may bring them.
Yes. We will add one more thing just to clarify the language here. Empathy, the prefix is to feel within. It is to know that the other is within yourself. Therefore, there is no separation. Sympathy means to feel with. It is to mimic a frequency. It is seeing others as separate. So again, compassion brings you into the heart where you know you are one, as does empathy. We hope that clarifies it. And yes, let us continue with the questions.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, then the first question I have is, I am seeking to create equity in my community. I'm trying that into making the world a truly fair place for all. As a beacon, my body is compromised for giving so much. How can I balance this?
By learning to receive just as much as you give. So understand that giving and receiving must be a balanced two-way street. That's what it is meant to be. For all that you give, you are meant to receive just as much energy. If you have a belief that says your only goodness is in your giving and that it is negative to receive, you block yourself off from other people giving to you as well. So opening up to receive might include, and will probably include, learning to ask for what you need. And learning to ask for what you need requires, first of all, that you acknowledge that you have needs and you are able to specify what those needs are. A lot of these needs you can meet for yourself, and they include rest and greater nourishment of the body. These are very important, though there are also other needs to receive comfort from other people in terms of space holding and touch and community visioning together. You are not meant to do it all on your own. So if you take on other people's energy without allowing anyone else to take on some of your energy, you guarantee that you will get drained. And understand again, if you are drained, you cannot really be of service to others. So you have to be able to receive in order to continue to be of service. Otherwise, you will reach a point, total burnout. And that is useless for everybody.
Thank you. The other question is, would you be able to explain how Lemuria was destroyed? Was it because it was impacted by the destruction of Atlantis?
Well, Lemuria sank first. It was attacked by Atlantis. Again, this story involves Atlantis and Lemuria representing the masculine and feminine polarities. This is the same dance that is playing out now. When the masculine feminine polarities come into greater resistance to one another, there is chaos that ensues. The masculine polarity of Atlantis wanted to push its will upon other people, including Atlantis. The feminine polarity of Lemuria wished to simply disappear into the spiritual realms, to be, in a sense, isolated and wild and unhinged in all ways. And this friction manifests as well in Lemuria using their power to block Atlantis from its wish to essentially colonize other parts of the world that were not yet as developed. And in order to get its way, Atlantis attacked Lemuria using their technology of crystal and sound frequencies to create massive earthquakes. However, this inevitably led to Atlantis sinking as well. So this attack on Lemuria again caused Lemuria to sink first, and then Atlantis followed some decades or hundreds of years later completely.
Okay, and another question from the YouTube is, I sometimes wake up with scratch marks on my neck. Can you tap into how they got there, please?
You might be unconsciously scratching yourself in your sleep. This is a sort of tic that manifests through some nervousness, some pent up tension that you might want to get in touch with.
Okay, and one question from the Zoom chat, which is, how can I discover when I am acting according to negative belief appearing to be positive?
A negative belief appearing to be positive will often have a tone of anxiety to it. There might be a feeling of righteousness and positive intention, yet a simultaneous feeling that something is wrong, something isn't right. You won't feel fully energized by it, yet one part of you will insist on doing it anyway. You can learn the difference by understanding the moments you are truly motivated by a positive belief. It will bring you in alignment with that formula. You will feel filled with passion. You will feel inspired. You will feel energized. And coming to learn the difference through how it feels and then the results is important as well. A negative belief appearing positive will have negative results. It will lead to a greater feeling of disappointment, and you won't necessarily be able to see a clear lesson or positive effect through these actions. So as you are able to compare the difference, you will come to learn again when these negative beliefs are disguising themselves as positive beliefs. And again, a final way that you will be able to understand this is that, again, negative beliefs have to work very hard. There will be many racing thoughts. In order for a negative belief to appear positive, it will have to convince you to deceive yourself in a variety of ways. It will have many different strategies to keep itself alive, including making positive beliefs seem wrong and making anything optimistic or open seem as if it is going to harm you. So look for areas in which you yourself are afraid of positive energy or think that something is too good to be true. Because again, nothing is fundamentally too good to be true. The truth is always inspiring and will show you where there's possibility.
Thank you. Go ahead, Carol.
Hello, Pleiadian Council, and thank
Hello.
you.
Yes.
And thank you again for this transmission. Appreciate it.
Oh, no, thanks to you.
So a question for you. In my meditation this morning, I've noticed what came to me was a particular chant that I learned, a Hawaiian chant. And I started to utter this and became extremely emotional. I started to cry. It really touched me very deeply. And I'm very curious if you have any insights about what might be happening or any deeper meanings that I can learn from this. Thank you.
And what was this particular chant?
It was the Ehomai chant about being an open vessel and clearing yourself to be an open vessel for wisdom and learnings and ancient wisdoms.
So the crying is again a way of clearing yourself. You were coming into a clear resonance with this chant. You were clearing out the negative beliefs and emotions that were in the way.
I see. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yes, so thanks to you as well.
And my love.
And our love to you as well.
leaving the floor open to anyone on Zoom and YouTube.
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
I would like to ask for clear guidance. In my life, I've attempted to channeling class, and to my experience, it was not successful. I have heavy difficult time to quiet my mind, to listen my guidance. So what would be your advice to me?
Did you experience anything during the channeling class?
Yes, but I was feeling very uncertain.
All right. Well, uncertainty is a beginning, because again, you have to learn how to know the difference between your negative beliefs and reality. And the uncertainty is the negative beliefs cropping up. You will have to get in touch with those negative beliefs in order to discover your true intuition. So even if you didn't necessarily channel right away, you still had an experience of a personal clearing of those negative beliefs. And again, that first level of clearing is becoming aware that your mind is filled with cloudy, hazy reflections.
Okay, but it still sounds to me quite difficult or challenging to learn this, and I'm still searching for some way how to make it easy for me.
Why do you insist that it is easy? If you insist that something which is innately challenging becomes easy, then you are creating greater resistance. So you have to accept that it is as challenging as it is. And in accepting that, you can discover the strength to go forward in the process. So what we would encourage you to do is to first of all learn how to channel higher frequency energies. Higher frequency energies can be experienced as light that moves through your body. If you can focus on creating a vibration of lightness and levity and love and moving that through your body, you are beginning the channeling process. So instead of attempting to go directly into channeling an entity, try channeling an energy and use your breath for the process. Picture a clear light that descends from the center of the universe and moves through your own sun and enters into your crown chakra. Use your breath to draw that energy in, and as you exhale, picture that energy moving as well out of your body and taking with it any darkness or cloudiness. As you inhale, bring the energy deeper and allow it to move to every single cell in your body. If you can focus on this energy and the experience of having that clear visual with sensation, you will deepen into the practice of channeling.
Thank you very much. That sounds interesting.
I think
to the point, or I'm currently doing something similar, letting enter this kind of vibration through my spine.
Yes.
But when I do this, I feel some kind of fear coming up, and some not pleasant emotions rising up. So
that is also part of the process.
Yes, I understand that, and I'm a little bit hesitant to let the full stream come through me.
All right, well then take as much of the stream as you are capable of every step of the journey. Recognize that the discomfort and the self-clearing process is a part of the channeling process, and you will have to get used to feeling those negative lower emotions and washing them through. You have to become comfortable with them.
Yes, I understand that I need to integrate them. Is there anything I can ask myself, or do I need to discover where these feelings come from?
You will discover where they come from, but the first step is allowing them to be there and not fighting against them. Because when you fight against them and insist that they go away in a certain amount of time, you develop resistance that prevents you from fully feeling them. So all you have to do is, as you are breathing that light into your body, notice the sensation and notice those emotions and simply label them in your mind. This is just a sensation. This is just an emotion. This will pass. In that meditation process, get comfortable feeling those negative sensations and allowing them to pass through you. You can even let them out of your body with a sigh or with a sound as you meditate. And again, picture the light pouring into your body, moving out those denser negative frequencies. Then after the meditation process, you can do a different process of journaling, asking yourself the question, what might I be believing about myself to be true that would cause me to feel this way? Write that question down and then write all of the answers that might follow. Do these as separate processes. Get used to not questioning the emotions when you are in the meditative process, because again, if you question them in those moments, you are only going to activate the mind more. Save the questioning for a different process afterwards, in which you fully allow these emotions to express themselves and tell their story. Through these two different processes, you will accelerate the healing process greatly. Understand again that all you essentially have to do is see these emotions and these stories clearly for what they are, by feeling them and facing.
Okay, thank you very much. That's very interesting. Do I need to quiet my mind during the meditation, or?
Well, the mind is as loud as it is. You simply have to bring more of your focus into your body and into the experience of the sensations.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's.
And as you do that, the mind will quiet itself. But if you attempt to force the mind to be quiet, you will make it louder. Because again, any way that you will attempt to force the mind to be quiet is adding more noise in the mind. It is adding another voice that says, shut up, into the room. Does that ever help?
Okay. Next topic I would like to speak, and that may be connected, is some kind of self-sabotage beliefs, because I think I have some kind of self-sabotage beliefs that when I'm doing something, especially in my work, I use labeling things around me negatively.
Yes.
Or and again, I have difficult time to distinguish and be certain that if this is self-sabotage or it is really a negative thing that is happening to me or I'm experiencing.
Well, then we would encourage you to again use that meditative tactic in your daily life as well. Learn to be able to neutralize those emotional responses and know that there's a hidden positive to everything that seems negative. So then you would want to ask the opposite of everything that you label negative. What is the hidden positive here? What is the hidden positive here?
Mm-hmm. Okay, and my last question is, would you...
That will be enough for today.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Our thanks to you as well.
Hi, can I ask a very quick technical question?
All right.
You've spoken about Orion, beings from Orion. Other people have spoken about beings from Orion. And I just realized Orion, from our viewpoint, is stars that are a great distance apart. There's the Orion Nebula and all kinds of stars. I was just wondering, which is this every part of that direction of the Orion constellation, or is it just from one part, like the nebula?
It is having connection in every part, though the most connection with those stars you know as Orion's belt.
All right. Well, in the Orion's belt, the center one is very much further away than the other two. So is it that that direction of space viewed from Earth has a particular quality, or is it that it just happens to have been in that disparate area many thousands of light years apart?
Yes, they were able to travel to these seemingly neighboring stars. In the grand scheme of things, it is not that incredibly far away as it compares to your Earth, for example.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, thanks to you as well.
There is a question from the Zoom and one question from YouTube.
All right.
Now, from Zoom, it is Pleiadians. Does your clarity about answering questions so clearly come from the fact that you know who you are and your identity being fixed without any cloudedness or stuff from past lives?
Well, we have clarity because we come from a higher dimensional perspective. So therefore, we've already mastered the understandings of your current dimension of experience. It's like when you are on a high mountain, you are able to see the details in the forest beneath you much more clearly than you would when you are still walking through the forest. So we can see things from this higher perspective because we have evolved beyond your human perspective. It does not, or your third and fourth dimensional perspectives, not necessarily human in the same way. Though, again, we still have our own challenges to work out. We do have what you would consider clear identities, though we also have connections to our own soul counterparts. Our soul counterparts in the human realm being one such example. That is why we come to connect with you. Your guides are often your soul counterparts from the Pleiades, from future or past times.
That is awesome. And as for the YouTube question, is there anything that the Tree Collective would like to share with us? Thank you.
The Tree Collective. Oh yes, the trees are wise beings that simply wish for you to know that they are available for you. They wish for you to recognize that there's meant to be a symbiotic relationship with humans and trees, and that you can use their roots to ground yourself into the grids of the earth. When you meditate with trees and when you surround yourself with them, they have this healing and powerful neutralizing effect. Yet, instead, many of you cut the trees down, and this is causing harm to your planet. The trees are sad for the loss of their siblings, and they would ask for you as a collective to stop cutting down so many trees and to again realize that the trees as they are intact are some of the greatest resources that you have. So if there's anybody who has not asked a question yet, we would have the space for one more question, perhaps.
I guess I might just have the last one, if possible.
All right, yes.
I have noticed that the flow state can be applied in multiple ways or in multiple activities and subjects. And it's this state where you're completely unconscious mentally, but you're going out of pure instinct and passion and pleasure. I was wondering,
Yes.
can that be applied to thoughts? Or basically, I'm wondering what's your perspective and what's your view on this specific state, how it can be applied on various other subjects, or what is it exactly from your point of view?
The flow state is a higher dimensional state. It is a state in which you go beyond, again, that rational mind, which is very 3D in its focus, and you are able to go slightly beyond the limitations of your time in order for your mind to access more multidimensional information. It feels like a flow because you are bringing in information and understandings that are beyond your rational, logical mind scope of being. Can it be applied to thought? Well, yes, you can integrate information that is thought-like in these states. You can use these states to download insight. And this is why many people, when they automatically go into a flow, get great insight and clarity. One example is in the shower, many people get their best ideas. It is because when they're showering, they are simply so focused in the moment, the pleasure of the experience of the shower, and it doesn't have them as distracted with the past or the future. And so because they fully enter in the present, they're able to access higher guidance and insight. It is like thinking, but you could consider that these downloads are much more complex in their nature than a typical thought.
That's remarkable. Great, thanks.
Thanks to you as well. All right then. We would now invite you to participate in a final meditation. Close your eyes, plant your feet firmly against the ground, straighten your spine. Feel your spine extending upwards as you take several deep breaths in and out, in and out. Each breath filling your body with beautiful light that shines through every cell. In each exhalation, feeling your body release any tension, release any negativity or charges of darkness that move out through your body, through the breath. Picture beautiful, immense roots of light that grow downward out through the base of your spine and out through your feet and traverse the earth. Picture those roots wrapping around roots of other plants, wrapping around crystals, minerals, and metals, growing down through the magma and water, all the way down to the solid core of the planet. Picture this deep vibration of the earth, traversing upwards rapidly through your roots. Feel it enter your body. Feel your whole body start to vibrate with this deep, resounding frequency the earth offers you in every moment. Picture it as an energy that moves up through your feet, up through the base of your spine, and through your entire body. Feeling your bones, organs, and every cell vibrating with the earth's core frequency. And now picture a great crystal column of light that surrounds your body. See this column of light sending an immense wave of energy into your crown from up above. Follow these rays of energy out and beyond through your sun, through a grand network of light that connects many stars, billions and billions of light years away, all the way to the galactic center. See the intensity of the galactic center, so far away, sending a beautiful, brilliant light that traverses down into your body and from your crown starts to fill and light up every cell. Allow this downpour of light into your body and allow the merging and meeting of these two frequencies bring you into a deeper, altered state of consciousness in which your visions and other psychic senses fully turn on. Picture yourself at dusk at a brilliant seashore. There's a boat beside you, some oars, and a brilliant orb of light pops up and gets your attention. It spins around you for a moment before going off into the seashore and moving to an island just visible to you out on the ocean. It lights up and invites you to follow it. Hop on the boat and grab the oars and start to paddle out. Allow the waves to both calm you and keep you attentive. As you go, it gets a bit darker. You see both the brilliant orange sun on one side and a full moon on the other. One rising as the other sets. As you gaze, try to capture both of these in your vision, you find yourself in a whirlpool. The boat starts to spin out, and it feels as if there is nothing you can do. As you attempt to paddle, you don't get very far. You only increase the shakiness. But a feeling comes over you that invites you to simply surrender. You take the oars and you put it inside the boat. And the boat rocks and spins. Yet suddenly, as you surrender, you find yourself moving out of the whirlpool and entering a current that carries you directly to the island. And as you come to the island, simply behold what wonders await you. Receive them as the wonders that come when you learn how to surrender, when you learn how to stop fighting against the current and trust that sometimes you find yourself and a bit of a tizzy to only bring you more directly to the other side. Receive whatever gifts this island has to share with you. Know this as another inner place, another sanctuary that you can return to in your visionary states if you would like. For now, slowly returning, breathing deeper into your body again, taking all this energy in. So you prepare to open your eyes and return into your surroundings. Once again, we thank you for participating in this co-creation, participating in these transmissions, as it is a grand blessing to us and to all that is, that you receive this vibration and integrate it in your world. It supports not only you as an individual, but your whole planetary collective evolve and ascend, coming into greater clarity, higher vibrational states, and the greater openness to contact with beings like ourselves. And that also gives us the ability to explore your world and to support you in joining this galactic alliance when you are ready. We love you, we thank you, and wish you a pleasant rest of your day, and know that we are always there with you on the other side whenever you would wish to call upon us. All right. Hi, everybody.
Awesomeness. Thank you, everyone. Dante,
Welcome.
everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, so welcome. Thanks for joining today, everyone.
Thank you, Dante. So appreciate you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thanks for joining and
As
making
always,
this a
it was
reality.
amazing. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you. Just a
Thank you,
reminder to
Dante.
everyone that tomorrow is the private transmission as well. If you'd like to join, you can contact me.
See you tomorrow.
See you then, yeah.
That was a really lovely transmission. Thank you.
Glad to hear that.
Like,
Yeah,
so
thank you,
much
thank
to
you.
integrate. Wow.
Welcome.
Dante, what are you doing for the end of the year tomorrow?
Probably going to a party. Dancing on the beach.
But there's a private transmission as well tomorrow, or not?
Yeah, same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So see you there if you'd like to join.
Dante, how was
There's
your
also like a WhatsApp group for the private transmissions that I'm going to create, just to like make it easier to send the link out.
how by curiosity, how was your growth this year, starting from the beginning to the end? Did you see yourself leveling up? Have you thought about this?
This year has been crazy.
More victory and more successes for you.
No, it's well later in the year, yeah, but this year has been pretty crazy. That's what I can say about it right now.
Crazy, but you are good. You are you are great. Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
I learned, what did I learn this year? I learned a lot about surrendering.
Yes, I saw you naked. Yes, I saw.
You saw me naked?
On
What does
the
that have to do with
picture.
surrender? Oh yeah,
Surrender.
well
Surrendering.
right, not that surrendering. I'm quite used to being naked. I've lived in a lot of wild places, and this is a nude beach after all, so every day it's easy to be naked.
Okay, thank you so much for all your help this year.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here to receive it and to share it, and for everyone's support as well.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year,
Happy
yeah.
New Year.
Yay.
And that was an epic year, man. Thanks a lot. Like all
Oh,
the
you're
insights
welcome.
and everyone for the question. All this co-creation was just fantastic.
Yeah, really beautiful. Good stuff that came through today. Yeah, enjoy coming in 2022. Hopefully be really fun. We have this magic 2-2 vibration that will support us, hopefully. Yay. And I will also mention, well, if anyone wants to offer donations for this, it's received beautifully and supports me a lot. The links are there. And also today and tomorrow is the last day to book sessions in at the current prices. As in the new year, I'm doing a slight price increase. It's making my prices a lot more reflective of my other colleagues, like still less than their prices, but it's more similar and will support a lot as prices of things in general are increasing. But I still wanted to offer the current prices for a couple more days. So you can book in sessions for the new year. You can buy packets of up to 5 sessions at the current prices. So it's going, they're all sliding scale, and that allows people to pay what they can actually afford. The bottom end of the sliding scale for an hour being 111, moving up to 144. So if you'd like to book in, you can still do that.
Thanks, Dante. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers. Much love. Many blessings. And I'll see you guys next week, probably. And again, remember, there's a different link that I'll be sharing.
Thanks, Dante. Feel better. See you soon.
Thank you.
Mass recovery,
Bye
man.
for
So much
now.
energy your way.
Yes. Catch you later. Much love. Bye
Yeah.
for now.